Alright, cat lovers, welcome back to the YouTube channel, and here we are with a brand new video by request. Today we're doing a 6-box sortie run. Somebody wanted to see what it is I'm doing to do my sortie run, so I figured we'll make a video. Initially, I was going to be a lazy scumbag and not even talk over. It was just going to be a recording, just the pure footage and nothing else. But I figured, you know what, if we're going to do a video, let's do it right. So I'm going to talk over it, give you a little bit of ideas of what the goals are, what I'm thinking, maybe go over some of the macros and stuff that I have, that I use to multi-box this. So let's just dive right in. If the goal is going to be 8 out of 8 bosses, and we're going to be using Warrior sub Samurai, Corsair sub Ninja, Bard sub Dancer, that way they can do steps and Haste Samba, Red Mage sub Ninja, and Geomancer sub Ninja, because even they're going to get their little hands dirty, and then a White Mage sub Scholar to keep us alive. That's going to be the plan, and we're going to get right at it. The pathing I like to do, it's always the same every day. I used to vary it up a little bit when I was, frequently I wouldn't get 8 out of 8 bosses. I'd get like, I could do 6 or I could do 7. And so I would just go based off of what key items I already had from the day before left over. But I stopped doing that. I go the same route every day. Even if I don't get all 8 bosses the day before, I'll still just start right here. And what I like to do is I go straight to Aton. So we come in, we go right to the Bitzer, warp to D, and boom, here we are. We are in H, and while we're getting to the boss, I'll just go over what weapons I'm going to be using for Aton. We're going to be using Agu's Claymore on Velju. He's our warrior. He's going to use Resolution. The other characters, their weapons are never going to change. They're going to do the same thing. So we're using Maxentius and Thibron on the Red Mage to do Black Halos. We are using Nagling and I forget the Scent Event, the TP Dagger on Bard for Savage Blades. Rat Taro is using Nagling and Crepuscular Dagger with the Atoktos in his ranged slot for Savage Blades. And Little Dantaro on Geo is using his Idris in the main hand, and he's offhanding Turnian Dagger. And he's going to be doing Judgment. And I like to start right away. I go to this back Nocul square. I always check this first. Just zip around it. I even, so you can see my distance, I even tell my other towers just to stop following, and so I can just really hug the corners tight and get it done fast. But you have to do this every time. I swear, every time I don't do it, so I'd be like distracted or whatever, I just run straight to Aton before I realize I didn't check back here. It's always back here every time I forget, so I always make sure to come back here, just do a quick once over, look for that Bitzer. It's not here. So now we're just going to head to the boss. All right, we picked up the Tarus and we are heading along here. Let's talk about the buffs we're going to use for Aton. He's an annoying son of a bee. Part of the reason I like to start him right away is because I'm going to use all my 2 hours. We're going to go all in on him, and by the time we finish up, we'll be able to go all in on the last boss, which, you know, spoiler alert, it's going to be Gartell. They're the 2 hardest, so we're going to go all out on those 2. For the Geo buffs, we're going to do Indefend. That makes his attacks much more manageable, and his TP moves do a lot less damage. We're going to do Geo Frailty, bolstered, and we're going to entrust haste. The reason we're going to entrust haste is even though we have the haste 2 on, which I pre-applied outside before we came in, eroding flesh from Aton will apply slow, and that'll overwrite your haste 2. So we want to entrust a haste on Velju there. He's the point man. We'll be using Honor March, 2 Valor Minuets, Blade Madrigal, and Aria of Passion for our songs. Again, 2-houred. And that's going to be true. The songs aren't really going to vary. Downstairs, it's always going to be those 5. Upstairs, we switch out the Blade Madrigal for another Minuet. It's fine. I'm going to do Chaos Am's roll. Normal stuff. And I like to make sure I get Temper, Gain Strength, Refresh on the Red Mage, and Phalanx. Phalanx to the whole party. Make sure those stinky little Taros are all in the room. And I like to fight him in this little notch here for 2 reasons. A, it mitigates the knockback if you have that little corner for him to smack you into. And B, if I die, which I did forget to do re-raises, if I wipe, I can get up and continue the run. Yeah, usually I rage quit if I die to Acha, but that's been happening a lot less lately. On the white mage as well, just for full clarity, I like to do bar blizzard, bar paralyze to hopefully resist when he does the ice move, because that one sucks. Getting paralyzed sucks. And auspice is very important on this fight. You want him to do as few TP moves as he can. I've forgotten it before, and it does seem to make a difference. So less fetters, less TP moves, less proccing, right? All of that stuff. So I like to make sure I have auspice on. And then I'm going to move Ayatara about 18 yalms away from the party. And that way she's going to be out of range from all the hits and stuff. So she's not going to get paralyzed, all that stuff. She's not going to, ideally, she's not going to die. She might get a fetter placed on her. I usually just ignore it, but it depends on like how many are out and how long the fight's going on. But she's out of there. You just saw her take off. Getting the bubbles on. For the red mage, this is very important. I'm going to use Stymie and Saboteur right here at the outset. And I'm going to pull him with Distract. I'm going to hit him with the Distract 3. And then the only other debuff I'm going to do is Dia 3. After that, I like the red mage to focus on cranking, because those black halos really bring the heat. Do a little buffing. On Aeta, I don't have my Geo engage. I just focus on... The Geo's used for proccing. So all of my proc macros are the Geo casting the tier 1 spells to proc. Here he comes. He's got Distract on. I'm going to try to provoke him. He knocked me away, so I didn't quite get it. And there's Fulminous Smash. He's always going to do a move before we get started, which is actually kind of nice, because then I can make sure to get it procced. There it is. Bingo. Start engaging. Dia's on. And all I want to try to do on Warrior, I pre-popped all my buffs, and I'm going to try to get Mighty Strikes up and Warcry. And then we just get cooking. Everybody's just firing their weapon skills, and I'm just focusing on trying to see what move he does. I'm trying to do my light shot. Pro tip, check to make sure you have trump cards before you run. I didn't, and I did not light shot most of the run. I finally figured it out at like a boss, I think. And there was Flash Flood, he's procced. And if you'll notice, all my macros for Icy Grasp, we're going to hit him with fire. All my macros for proccing are just named after his abilities. I find that I'm stupid, right? Like, my brain can't process stuff. The time it takes me to read Icy Grasp, okay, fire, I got to hit the fire macro, too long. He does Icy Grasp, I hit Icy Grasp, boom, done. Eroding Flush, hit Eroding Flush macro, no big deal. That's why we entrust the haste, don't forget that, because now you can see I don't have haste anymore. And I got all kinds of debuffs. Alright, he's dead. And as soon as he dies, I use Benediction, because he's got all those debuffs on you. It's just faster. Get rid of all of them. Get the Benny on. And get the hell out of here. We're going to go look for the Bitzer. Alright, that's the first boss down. That's good. Clean run. Feels good. I considered speeding up some of the sections because obviously Sortie is like 36 minutes of running, but I chose not to because I want the footage to be as unadulterated as possible, just because I wanted to. So in past Sortie videos, I might like cut this part. I might cut it out entirely or play it back at 2 times speed, but we're not going to do that today. We're going to go full effect. Feel free to fast forward because I'm not really going to say anything that important, I don't think, between here and the Bitzers. But I might. I don't know. We're looking for the Bitzer. And the reason I always go right coming into this boss square here, and that way, after the boss, I'll get a whole picture of the square and I don't have to backtrack at all. That makes it a little easier. It's not here, though, so we're just going to keep going. We're going to go through that big old room with all the ninjas. Worst place for it to appear, by the way. If it appears in here, this will fuck my runs up a little bit. I have a hard time getting them all hit with break. But if it is in here, be ready on your red mage. Feel free to use chain spell if you end up aggroing a bunch of them as you're trying to get out, and just break them. Break. But remember, the ninjas will do Utsutsemi, and you got to get the shadows off before you can hit them with break. You can hit them with Horde Lullaby or something to do it. It sucks. It really sucks when the Bitzer's in that room. But I've been pretty lucky. I don't see it there very often. And here we go. It's in an okay spot today. We're doing good on time. All right, here we are coming back to the top floor. I'll just give you a little rundown of what the goal is, what the plan is, what the route is. We're going to go from D, C, B to A and clear the whole top floor. And starting with D, I actually like to warp from here. I mean, we're in D, right? But I actually I like to warp to C. And I just go to the room with the 6 phomors here right off the device. And the reason I like to do that, I mean, you know, like my cat says, every little bit helps. So you get 2 extra chests that way. I kill all 6. I kill them in order, so I get 2 chests for that. And also it's enough phomors where I can make a few mistakes when I'm doing the 4-step, but it's also not too overwhelming, right? Like if it's in, I used to start by going straight to D, and I'd have to try to pull 3 out of that big ass room where in front of the guy's lair. And sometimes it's fine, sometimes you get 3, and sometimes maybe it's 5. Sometimes it's the whole goddamn room. This is way safer. I prefer this myself. It's hard for me to manage at multibox if I fuck it up, so this way it's fine. And I'll just I'll make sure to get rolls up, so I'll have Chaos and Sam's roll, and I'll just kill the monk and the warrior. Well, the warrior first, then the monk. Just straight up, just to thin them out, and then I'll have 4 to play with the skill chains. Sometimes you'll get lucky, you know, come in and you can pull like just the warrior off or something, and then you can proc him before you get in the thick of it. But once all 6 are on me, I like to just get 2 of them out of the way because a little less dangerous. Now we're on the white mage. We're gonna just 4-step him. I 4-step him with the I have Velju do Burning Blade, Rat Tar does Shining Blade, and Liar does Flat Blade for the 4-step. But I also have macros for Rat to do Flat and Liar to do Shining, just in case there's like issues with my TP. Because like Rat, he's doing rolls, he's gonna lose his TP when he rolls because he switches his weapons, and if there's a bust, that's gonna mess me up. So I make sure to have that on standby. You can see to my macros up there, you'll see like Rat Shine, or Rat Flat, Liar Shine, stuff like that. And then I have one for Rat to Savage Blade to finish him off, and that way I don't waste like Velju's TP, and he's ready to go on the next one right away. Makes it a little bit easier. Just to tell you a little bit about my macro setup too, the all weapon skill macro, that one fires a weapon skill from all my characters. So Velju Savage Blade, Rat Savage Blade, Liar Savage Blade, Cat Black Halo, Dan Judgment. But then I have the individual one. So Burning Blade is for Velju, my standard Flat Blade is for Liar, the Bard, and the Shining Blade is for Rat, the core. And then I also have, you know, some just in case macros where Liar will do Shining and Rat will do Flat, stuff like that. There we go. We get 3 chests here. Now we're going to go over to the Guy Fieri over in the D boss room. And it's not too far of a walk here either from to get to the D boss. I think it's as good as it gets. So off we go. We won't have to stop or anything here. We're good on songs, and we're just going to let it play. Alright, as we're going up to Guy Fieri here, there's not going to be a lot of change from Aton. The only thing I like to do here when I come up, so the Entrust Haste is gone and I lost my Haste 2s. I'm not going to waste time Haste 2ing everybody again, so I'm going to do Victory March. And Victory March always overwrites Aria because it's got the lowest duration. So I do Aria again because Aria is useful. So we're going to do that. I'm maintaining Bar Blizzard and Bar Paralyze for this guy. And everything else is basically going to be the same. I'm just going to hit him with Dia 3. I think I hit him with Distract. I don't... Sometimes it doesn't land. Sometimes it does. If it lands, it's fine. If it doesn't, that's fine too. So I fucked up. Left Cat Taro behind. Her follow kept breaking on this run. It was really annoying, but it's fine. It's fine. We're going to get through it. I don't leave the white mage out or anything. I just kind of YOLO this guy. I'll pull him over to that corner where we fought Aton just to deal with the knockback, and we just fucking get at her. Nothing too crazy here. I'm not going to bother rolling during this fight either. I don't remember if I paid attention, but ideally you want Samurai roll for all the bosses here, and I don't bother on the upstairs. I don't bother with the Chaos roll because the fights are going to end so fast. I'd rather be able to bolt right away. And with all the other attack buffs and the defense down that we're using, Samurai roll just goes a long way here. I still try to proc him. I'll hit him with the spells because why not? He still builds the DT, and you don't want it to take any longer than it has to. But yeah, this is just a crank fest. We just get at her. Bonk. At this point, you might throw a couple of erases out just to get some of the debuffs off. In particular, you want to make sure your slow's off because if you see this timing on the songs, it's going to be time to sing soon, and I always do my singing and my hasting at the same time. And if that slow's on, you can't haste. It's a pain in the ass. So just the big thing is make sure that the slow is off here if you got hit with eroding flesh. And from here, we're going to be heading to C. So we're just going to take a right here at the bottom of the ramp, hug that right wall. That's basically going to be the name of the game for the rest of the upstairs. Just hug that right wall and just, we're going to go around the exterior perimeter of Stinky Ol Atarakazno. All right, here we are. We're going to buff up. We're going to re-sing and haste 2. This is one of the hallmarks of like how I know if a run's going well or not, is how far I am into it before I have to sing for the first time. This is pretty good. It's not the best I've done, but it's not the worst I've done. I've had some runs where I need to re-sing before I even engaged a guy. That's bad. I've had some runs where I'm all the way in the ghost room, or like in that square with all the ghosts as you're approaching the bone zone there in C. But right here's pretty good. We're done with the guy. We got some distance. We're going to get buffed up, and then we're just going to head on over to C to start the next part. All right, we're coming up to the bone zone. We're going to be boning up here. The ideal situation here is I actually only want to grab 3 of these things. I don't bother with the C metal anymore. It's not worth the time in my estimation. In an ideal world, I'll grab 3 melee boners and I'll be on my way. But the world is rarely ideal, and you'll get, you know, a stupid ghoul here and there, and maybe they'll hit you with sleep gun, and then it becomes a real mess, and your HP gets turned yellow before you wake everybody up. Then you have every boner on you, more boners than you can even fucking count. But today we actually did good. We just got the 3. So I like to pull them right up here to the device, because if my timing's working out, which today it didn't, but if it's working out, I'll be able to have Chaos and Sam's roll up for Scamora, and I'll just, you know, I'll just hoof it without bolters down that one hallway. I hate to do it, even as short a distance as that. I hate to do it without bolters. Today it didn't work out though. I ended up using bolters anyway and just had the same roll up. I tried to do it, but I busted. I suck. I'm just coming back. But here, all we're going to do is I do Burning Blade on Velju. I do Flat Blade on Lyre-Taru. There's that bust. And then a Dia. And then we finish it off with Rat-Taru Savage Blading. So Burning, Flat, Dia, Magic Burst, and Savage Blade to crank. And we clean this up real quick. Clean this up real quick. Get bonked. Alright, we're going to go up and fight Scamora. Scamora, there's going to be nothing special here. We maintain Bar Blizzard, Bar Paralyze. And we're going to go ahead and Bolter since I didn't get lucky on the rolls. And I'm really close to being out of time on it, so we really want to kill him fast. But yeah, we're just going to get the metal. We're not going to, or the sheet, we're not going to bother with the metal. I don't care. And we're not going to do anything. This guy is a full-on YOLO. I don't go into a corner. I don't care. We just... Everybody charges right in. We just kill him. He's not that dangerous. He steals TP. He's a scumbag, but it's fine. We just go right in there and get at her. One of the lucky things is he does bind. And that's part of what the Bar Blizzard's for, to hopefully, you know, maybe resist that occasionally. And he'll knock you back, which is a real pain in the ass. But his hitbox is fucking massive. So, like, you can be like, look at this. Look how far away I am. But I'm still hitting him. It's ridiculous. I love it. He's got to knock you back twice before that becomes a problem. We would just do Dia, and I try to do the distract, but you know, it's not a big deal. You don't really need it here. Dia and distract, and that's it for the debuffs. I tried to light shot, but I don't have any cards still at this point. I haven't picked up on the fact that I don't have any fucking trump cards. Alright, he's dead. And now here's the trick here. So we're going to do Bolter's Roll. I'm also using Chocobo Mazurka to help with the curse, because it can't come off, and it really reduces your movement speed. You're going to want to try to get the highest Bolter's Roll you can. Well, lucky is fine. You can stay unlucky. Otherwise, you want to get the highest you can without getting unlucky. And unlucky, if I'm not mistaken, is 9, which is annoying. But you want to try to have your max movement speed here. And one of the things that's really important, I mean, it's not super important, but it's one of the goals I have every run, is I want to be done with Scamora such that when I put Chocobo Mazurka on, it's going to override Aria every time, but I want it to also be the lowest duration song. So that way, when we get to the next part, because we're going to head now to B, we're going to proc on the Umbrals to get the sheet for LeBron. I would just take it right here, go down, follow the right wall. If Chocobo Mazurka is the lowest duration, I can easily put Aria back on and preserve my 5 songs. But sometimes by the time I kill him, right, my songs are at like 4 minutes or whatever, and I pop on Chocobo Mazurka, and it's 5, and then I'm probably going to lose a song. Not the end of the world either way, but I like to try to preserve it, because, you know, you're going to fight LeBron. Maybe you'll run into the pig. There's dispel potential there. So you're probably going to lose your 5th song anyway. Oh, and right here, another hot tip. As we were finishing Scummy, you probably noticed that the samurai roll was coming off. I have a macro set up to take care of that, so I can do Sam roll, Snake Eyes, double up as I'm running. That way I can have a nice fresh samurai roll ready when we get to the next bit. Alright, here we are coming up to the Emeralds. The only big thing here is make sure to redo Aria of Passion, overwrite that Chocobo Mazurka. And I like to check the map real quick too to make sure there's going to be 5 as I'm going towards LeBron's room. That way I don't have to go all over looking for more after I get hit and lose my bolters roll. And ideally I like to just find 5 before I stop. And look at this, we got a little extra prize today. We got that pig. Look at him, look how happy he is. I like to gaggle up 5. I know there's like, you need to get the blue chest, you have to kill 3 quickly. I never seem to have a problem with it, so I just always gaggle up 5 before I start killing them. And the way I like to kill him is I engage him, I hit him with Upheaval on Velju, and then I'll hit my everybody else weapon skill macro, and one of the Savage Blades or Black Hail is going to skill chain with the Upheaval to make a light, and then all those extra ones coming in. Usually it's just one Upheaval, one volley, boom, they're dead. And we just move on. Bingo. Another thing that is interesting, if you still have the curse on from Scamora, these guys can't doom you, so they're really not that dangerous to get your sheet on here for LeBron. That's what I like to do. They die real quick. They can't doom me. I get the blue chest fairly easily. And as a bonus, we got the pig today, and I'm going to kill the pig exactly the same way. Just going to Upheaval into a volley of Savage Blades. Poor thing he's got no chance. Look. Bonk. Just finish this up, and then we'll just bolters. And I'm going to use Mazurka again, because why not? I'm going to redo songs anyway, so by the time I need to fight again, I'll have already resung, so it doesn't matter. Alright, LeBron James. Nothing really special with this fight. I will change my bar spells to match his hand, so I'll do Silence and Arrow if it's green. I'll do Thunder. I just do Paralyze. I don't know why, but I just do Paralyze if it's Thunder. Just what I do, but it's green today, so we're going to do Arrow and Silence. And I always leave the White Mage like 22 yalms back before I run in. But other than that, it's just a Zerg Fest. When it is green hands like this, I do like to throw up some extra buffs. So I'm going to do my Circle move from Sub Samurai. I'm going to do like, whatever, any other buffs that he might steal instead of the songs, because I don't want him to steal my songs. So I'll just do a couple extra buffs, do the bar spells, and then this is just a crank fest. I don't worry about the knockback, it's not a big deal. You just get at her. In fact, I mean, I prefer the knockback when it's this guy, because then he's not stealing your buffs. I hate losing my buffs. Nope, knockback, that's good. That's good. He's not sucking me off today. Another knockback, that's good. Look at that hitbox too, it's ridiculous. Bonk, another knockback. And he's dead. He actually didn't suck us off at all today, so that was just lucky. But that's just pure luck. Get in, make sure you throw some erases to get the gravities off, throw on Bolter's Roll, and just keep her moving. As we're coming into A, I do like to kill 5 total AccuXs to get the extra chest because I'm a greedy piece of shit. And so I'll kind of look to see what the layout is when I come in. If there's a bunch in one spot, I'll just proc wherever. So, you know, here there's only 2 here today, which kind of sucked. So, yeah, sometimes I'll proc right here in this first bit of AccuXs. If there's not enough, though, I'll just keep it moving and I'll do it in the next batch of AccuXs. But today, I'm going to fuck up and I'm actually going to proc on Hecate. So, you know, another spoiler alert. I'm about to... Somebody didn't sneak. I don't know which character didn't sneak. I didn't check to find out. But somebody didn't. And I got attacked. I figured, well, fuck it. They're already here. I already pulled them. Let's just fucking proc them. What's he doing here? What's this Hecate's doing here? I don't even know what I'm doing. Like, I'm trying to run away. I'm already caught. Where am I going? What am I doing? Belgium, give it up. There's 4 of them. That's fine. We're just gonna do the 4. Fuck, that's so weird. It looks like they have like a beard that's coming out to... They're whacking you with. Beard thwack. So I'm just gonna proc on these. Super easy to proc. You throw down a malaise. Burning Blade, Flat Blade to set up a fire skill chain. And then I have a macro that sends Fire 5 from Dantaru, Fire 5 from Kattaru, and Holy 2 from Ayataru. And then a second macro that does Fire 4, and just Holy. So they get volleyed with a bunch of spells when I'm going to do the kill. It usually works pretty well. And like I said, I'd like to do 5. My thinking here, though, is like there's 4 here. I'll probably catch the Abdella, and I'm doing good enough on time that I'll kill the Abdella. And I'll just grab an AccuX when I do it. That's what's going to happen. So I'm not going to stop to kill a 5th one. I'm just going to bolt up, sneak up, and head on over to Gatjat. There is really nothing special about this boss. Savage Blade volleys. I will do bar water and bar poison. It's fine. Just I'm making sure I have the samurai roll up. I'm doing that right now, and that way, by the time Gatshot's dead, I'll be able to just bolters roll. Right? I didn't want to wait till I'm already engaged, because if you roll when you're already engaged on these fights, your bolters probably isn't going to be up. And it's actually during this fight where I tease out finally, hey, I don't have any trump cards. I haven't been doing light shot this whole fucking run. And you'll see right near the end, there's a little bit of a delay. So like right here, I'm on rat right now looking for a fucking trump card case to pop. And I'm not finding it. And I'm getting really frustrated right here. That's why the last volley's not coming. We're all at 3k TP because I'm looking for those fucking trump cards. If I couldn't find them, I give up. Turns out I have them in the case, so I will get them out. But that's when I was looking for them just now. And now we're done with the upstairs. And so my basement routing is going to be E, G, end with F. So we're going to head... And so we're just going to follow to the right. We're going to go back to the... Oh, no, we're not going to go to the entrance. Usually I go to the entrance, but it depends on where the Abdella is and if I have time to kill him. I don't always have time. And in fact, the time right now is pretty tight. I'm actually feeling pretty uncomfortable with my time right now. But I'm still going to do it, because I really wanted to make sure we did it for the video, to be honest. But if I wasn't recording this run, I would not have stopped for the Abdella. I would have just went straight to the entrance and went into E. But I was trying to do my best for this, so I risked it. There's the old stinky Abdella. Anytime he's down on this half of the square, I'm just going to go through D and warp to A from there, rather than walk to the entrance, because it's just going to be faster. You'd have to go through some phomor, so you'll need sneak and invis, but whatever. What's really annoying here, too, is I intended to aggro that one AccuX, and he didn't fucking aggro. Scumbag. Look at it just sitting there. Wasting my time. I was already tight on time, and I wasn't sure about doing the Abdella. And then I did the AccuX, which was definitely a mistake, but I did it. Here we go. Getting those points. And now it's dead. We're gonna go, like I said, we're just gonna go through D here, to the D device, and head on over to A and walk into E. Now at this point, one thing I do, so the next thing we're gonna be doing is killing Botchy, my best bud Botch, BBB, best bud Botch. And so somewhere in here, I'm gonna switch over to Rat Taru, and I'm gonna put his death penalty on and get him ready for that. And we're going to be doing Malaise instead of Frailty. So we're going to be getting ready for that here. And oh, I'm stopping to buff. Here's another, this is another one of my benchmarks for timing. Ideally, I want to be in E before I buff again. And the fact that I'm not in there right now, and I'm not even really that close, I'm probably like 45 seconds away. I'm feeling a little bit of anxiety here, and it's right here is when I realized, fuck, I shouldn't have gone for the Abdella, and I certainly shouldn't have gone for that AccuX. Huge mistake, but I did it, and so it's done. There's nothing we can do about it now. We're just onward to Moscow, right? So here we go. We're gonna go into D, invis up, and we're just gonna cut across, and we're gonna head on over to A. But yeah, I'm feeling pretty stressed right now. I rarely get into E and have a full clear if I'm not at like 21 minutes when I get into E, and this time I'm going to be under 21 minutes. I'm a little stressed, but hey, maybe the bitchers will save us. One thing that's really annoying too is I know I'm tight on time. It's not looking good, but because I wanted to get it for the video, I'm still getting those like 100 Gallimaufry chests just to do it. I usually do it, and I shouldn't be doing it on this run, but I did it anyway because I wanted to get as many points into the video as I could, right? But typically I would not do that at this time because I don't have enough time. I would just move on. So we're looking for Botchy. This is one of the parts of the run that can really fuck the timing up too. I could really get screwed here with how tight my time is. If Botchy and or the Bitzer are in that flan room in the back, that's gonna fuck it. That's like gonna be 2 minutes extra to go get him, kill him, go to the boss, come back. I really could get screwed here. But we're gonna keep looking on the map. One thing that's good though, if you come into the basement and check and you don't see Botchy, it's a good chance he's going to be in the boss square because you can pick up that far room with the flan. So And sure enough, he is here in the boss square, so we got lucky there. That's one, and there's the Bitzer. That right there made up for my mistake of going for the Bdella, going for the AccuX, and popping those worthless chests upstairs. But hey, we're doing it. We're doing it. Alright, we're going to pull Botchy. Obviously pull him away from the ads because you don't want to get aggro. And what I do is I have everybody following me, right? Right here I tell them all to stop following me. All my Taros are done following me here. I'm going to addle him and frazzle him while we're getting him in position. And then Velju is going to go behind him and he's going to tank. Right? He's going to hold hate. I'm going to provoke him. I might pop an ability or two just to get some aggro on him. And then I'm going to Savage Blade him in the face once to get good, solid hate on Velju. And from the back, I have my Bard on Flat Blade duty. As soon as I see the red lines, I Flat Blade him. I have a macro for Liar Tower to Flat Blade him. And Rat Tower's on Lead and Salute duty. And we're just going to whittle him down here. Just make sure Flat Blade. Get fucked. Lead and Salute when I have the TP. And once he gets really low, if he's at like 15% or less, I'll just hit my all weapon skill volley and kill him. Even though, you know, Velju's going to do another one in the face, it's fine. It's usually fine. There we go. Now we're just going to bolt up and go fight the boss. Make sure to get that chest. I cannot tell you how many times, because it's hidden by Botchy's bulbousness, right? He's this big fucking blob. I forget to hit the fucking chest and I don't even see it, and I just move on. You know, you're so focused, you just move on. I've done that so many times. We call it Botchy's Revenge. Because then you get up here to Dartok and he fucking clobbering waves you into the next dimension. You're just fucking dead. There's really not much to do on this boss. I switched to Chango on the warrior for this. Everybody else is going to do the same thing. We're doing Fury Frailty. I should have mentioned when we were singing last time, I switched back to the basement songs. So we put the magical back in. So Honor March, Magical, 2 attacks, and Aria of Passion. I do bar Poison and bar Water. And I leave the White Mage about 22 yalms from the boss here. Although you're going to see, oops, I accidentally fucked up and ran her in. But we'll fix that, it's fine. So Provoke, I'd like to Armor Break it. We'll do just Dia and Distract. I don't need anything special to get Dia and well, Dia never needs. I don't need anything special to get Distract on this guy. It just usually goes right on. Make sure to Light Shot him. Like I said, I like to Armor Break, and then we're going to War Cry and get at it. And I try to do like ping pong skill chains on him. So like I'll open with an Upheaval, I'll do a volley of the Savage Blades and Black Halos. One of the Savage Blades is going to proc a light, and then another one is going to open the window back up for Velju. And we just kind of go that way, and see there's back-to-back lights. Just makes the fight go a little faster. Oh, also, I forgot on this time. Oh, did I? No, I didn't forget. Okay, good. Make sure to roll again. I usually will engage these bosses and then do the second roll that's not up. But I do it in these ones. They take long enough where usually you can bolters again by the time the fight's over. And even if you can't, it's worth the few extra seconds to make sure you have Chaos and Sam's up for the fights. Oh, don't mind me here, just getting another basically worthless chest when I'm still pretty fucking tight on time. This is another timing benchmark coming down here. I like to be at like 14 minutes when I'm entering G. That's good. I like to be like engaging the Naraka with like 13 minutes on the clock. The absolute worst case scenario is going into Tribule's boss room under 10 minutes. If that happens, there's a good chance I'm not going to full clear. But that's kind of the benchmark. I want to be in Tribule's room staring at him with 10 minutes on the clock. That's like the bare minimum. As you can see, it's pretty fucking tight. And when it's this tight, sometimes like if I have to go out of the way at all for the Naraka, I just won't do him. As a rule of thumb though, if I have to go to the big vampire room to get him, I just don't ever do him. I don't bother. I'll use Chocobo Mazurka again. But with like sometimes I don't have Clarion Call again at this point, and so I really want to avoid risking using Mazurka, getting hit, and losing my 5th song. So I prefer to kill the Naraka in G, but if I don't have time, I just won't. And we'll use the Mazurka and we'll risk it. But today he's right there. Honestly, with the time on the clock, I should skip him, but I figure he's right in my face. I gotta do it. Just like Botchy, I like to make sure Samurai rolls up for this fight. Sometimes I just do both anyway, though. We absolutely need the Samurai roll. Bard's on flat blade duty again, although sometimes she doesn't have TP for the first one. So like here, I'm getting ready to do it on Velju. And now Bard's on flat duty. She'll be fine now. And so basically I just wait. I'll Savage Blade on Velju when he has TP. But then I'll wait for a flat blade, and then I'll do the volley where everybody else goes. Because I don't want to accidentally do the volley and use my Bard's TP, because then I'll be fucked. This is a little risky too if Clarion calls down, because if you fuck up a flat blade and get dispelled, well, you get fucked. You failed. Another nice thing too about the way the timing's shaking out here, even though I am behind, I'm going to get to do 2-hour songs for Triby. So that's good. That's going to be good. There he is. We got him. We got the medal. We're going to move on. I couldn't quite make it into the room to do the buffs, which that's a bad sign. As in, like I said, I like to be staring at him with 10 minutes on the clock, and as you can see, I am behind. A minimum 10 minutes on the clock. Good runs, it'll be like 12. You know you're safe at 12. But this is pretty tight. I do bar fire, bar amnesia for this fight. I don't know how much it actually helps, but that's what I do. I like to try to remember to phalanx everybody as well before we go in on this fight. He does hit kind of hard, and it has some benefit. Make sure all that's good to go, and then we're going to get out. There's really nothing special about this fight either. It's just kind of a crank and spank. We're going to pull him into a corner. It's going to look a lot like Dartok, except I'm going to need Ice Threnody to get the distract on. So I do have a macro that says Ice Threnody from Bard, wait 1, distract 3, Red Mage. And that's what we're going to use to get on. But you see, I like to go to this. For him, I never die to this guy, right? So I go to this dangerous corner here, because if you die there, you can't get up. He's going to fucking aggro you the second you get up. But I just go to that corner. Aeta, I go to the other one, because if I don't rage quit, which I don't think I ever have not rage quit, I could theoretically get up and continue the run. All right, so there we go. Got the distract on. We're going to make sure we get the Dia on. I hit with a light shot macro there a little early. We're going to use armor break. Make sure to use that armor break. And then just get at her. Start Savage Blade, doing the Savage Blade upheaval thingy that we were doing so we get the lights. Get as many light skill chains on him as we can. Alright, should we got fucked? Just do erases and Kiragas and Kursanas to make sure all that shit's off. Sneak up, and we are so bad on time. I am so stressed right now. But it's gonna be fine. We got a really good bitzer, so that kind of saved us. We got 2 really good bitzers tonight, so that really helped out. Alright, couple of small things. While I'm heading to Gartell, I like to make the necessary changes to the setup a little bit. So we're going to be doing Indie Barrier and Geo Fury on Gartell for sure. The Entrust changes depending on hands. If he's Wind hands, I'll Entrust Fury because I can get Distract on without any problems. If it's Thunder hands, I go ahead and Entrust Precision. And even though Stymie's back, I don't worry about putting it on because when he's doing his Thunderhand shit, it's too much of a hassle because I'm getting stunned. I'm not seeing it. I have to keep hitting it's just not worth it. I just do the Dia instead. It's too much. It's too frazzling. I switch Velju to the Lafria. We're gonna use Disaster. Bonk. And that's, I mean, I guess that's really it. That's the only things we're gonna really change. And the bar spells are going to be determined by the hands. Green hands is going to be Wind and Silence, Arrow and Silence, and Thunder is going to be Thunder and I do Paralyze again. I don't think it matters. He doesn't paralyze you, but I do it. And technically, I mean, honestly, I actually prefer Thunder hands on Gartell because there's no knockback for one. Knockback is a fucking pain in the ass, and he doesn't suck off your spell, your buffs. So you're not getting sucked off, and you're not getting knocked back. It's nice. It's nice. All right, what hands are we getting? Stink hands. Damn it. So because he's stink hands, we're going to entrust the Fury instead of the Precision, although my entrust is down right now, so I actually am not going to do it on this fight. This is all 2 hours, so we still have 2 hour songs up. We put them up for right before Tribby, so that's good. We're going to bolster. Mighty Strikes is back. All that good stuff. When I'm dealing with green hands, so purple hands, I'll leave Ayataru out of the fight entirely. She'll just do the Bar Thunder Paralyze and she'll stay 20 away. For green hands, I do it a little differently. So I am going to pop all of my buffs on Velju before going in, including, I did the Warcry today. Usually I don't do that first, but definitely the Mighty Strikes. So all that's cooking. And as soon as we engage, I'll hit Warcry, and then I'll switch over to the White Mage who followed us in, and I will be spamming Asylum. You want to get the Asylum up before his first TP move, but also you don't want to go before you run in, because that 5 to 6 or 7 seconds it takes from the Asylum to run in can be a big deal. After the Asylum's up, I try to do a wild card to see if I get it back. Today we did get it back. If it's not back, I need to get to the White Mage, get her out of the fight, get her about 18 yalms away. If we do get it back, I wait till Asylum's at like 5 seconds and I'll do it again. So I'm going to do Asylum again, and I don't think I'm going to bother moving the White Mage out at all, even though like the knockback is messing up my healing. She's not going to get silenced, right? Which is good. Because like when you're trying to get the White Mage out and you keep getting fucking knocked back, you're getting knocked away from the bubble. It's so annoying. It's a little frazzling, but it's fine. It's fun. Look how much fun we're having. At least Green Hand dies pretty quick, so that is good. And we're just doing a disaster for the weapon skill on Velju, and everybody else is doing their usual stuff. Oh, I did send Ira out. Okay, that was good. Everybody else is doing the regular stuff. Black Hail on the Red Mage, Devil Savage Blades from the Bard the Core, Judgment from the Geo. Like I said, I do Indie Barrier for Gartell because he hits hard as hell, and the barrier really helps. Plus he like counters and shit too. He's just really nasty. And it doesn't take many buffs for him to steal too to become absolutely, well, just an absolute scumbag. But there it is. We have almost no time left. If I do have time left on one of these runs, it's usually like a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. The best thing I can do is go find the Bitzer in F here and touch it. I have rarely, if ever, but I have sometimes, but it's very rare that I have time to go out of the Bitzer. But there's been a run here and there where I have, and I was like able to go kill the pig or something. But the pig's already dead, Abdel's already dead. This is about as good as a run gets for me in terms of points, so I wanted to share this one. Here it is. With all the exposition. I wasn't going to do any talking, like I said, but I figured give you a little insight and maybe talk a little bit about what macros I'm using to give you an idea of how we are knocking this out. So there it is. That's Sortie. That's about 50,000 points, I think, something like that we get. Right around 50k. It's slow and it's steady, right? It's steady Gallimaufry. I have a stage 4 on my mule now, so that's fun. And hey, this has been a lot of fun. If you liked it, if it was helpful, check us out on Twitch, twitch.tv/VelnerXI. We do this kind of stuff live every day. You can be a part of it. You can tell me what a scumbag I am to my face. Bye.